Hey there everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Pubo Rama, and in today's video, I'll be breaking into the 12 most important purchases that you can make in Grand Theft Auto Online. I'm not going to be doing them from like best to worst, I'm just going to be going over 12 things that you need to get your hands on, explaining why they're so important, and hopefully by the time you're done watching today's video, you'll have learned something new and maybe bought a car that you previously didn't own. And we're not just focusing on cars, we're also focusing on businesses. As always, if you enjoyed this content, you want to see more, make sure to smash that subscribe button. I like to do this type of video once a year, so hopefully next year, well, I guess GTA 6 will be out by then. This might be the last time I ever make this video. But either way, if you enjoy it, you know what to do. With that being said, let's start off with a business, and that is the hangar business that we are currently in. Now, it doesn't really matter which hangar you purchase. There's 3 located in the military base, and then there are 2 located over at Los Santos International Airport. It really doesn't make a matter, in my opinion, which one you buy, and that's usually because I set my spawn location to the hangar. Now, the hangar has gotten massively buffed in the latest DLC for the game, and that'll bring us to another business which you need to own. But the hangar business is super simple. The way it works is you hop onto the computer, and then you select a crate that you want to source. Now, there are a bunch of different types. The top earners are narcotics, chemicals, and medical supplies. I usually just do narcotics. The way these missions work is once you complete them, you usually have to wait a 3 to 4 minute cooldown. But here's the thing. If you go to online and you quit to the main menu after you finished the delivery, it's going to completely remove the cooldown once you load back into GTA Online. It only takes an extra 40 seconds to do this, and it works every single time. I don't think Rockstar's ever going to patch this because I've talked about it so many times on my channel, and this completely skyrockets the hangar business into one of the best earners in the game. See, the hangar with its cooldown used to be kind of mediocre because then you'd have to source 2 different crate types to bypass the cooldown. But doing this, it allows you to source one specific type of crate over and over and over again. The reason this is super important is because when you have 50 of one type of crate, you get a 70% bonus on the sale mission. So it's like $4.2 million in total for the hangar sale mission. And then if you sell in a public lobby, you can make even more. So you can make so much money from a simple hangar sale mission. And the best part is, even if you don't want to grind the hangar, you don't have to. You can still have Rooster sourcing goods for you in the background and getting the job done. But yeah, that took what, like 40 seconds to do that? And if you do that maneuver there, every time you deliver a crate, you will always remove the cooldown, which is really, really cool. The other part of the hangar that's obviously amazing is that you have a bunch of personal aircraft that you can store here, including the Avenger, which is one of the most impressive aircraft in the game. So yeah, everything about the hangar is really, really nice. It has a Mark II workshop that is automatically installed with it as well. But there's one other property that you need to get your hands on alongside the hangar to make it profitable, and that is the hands-on car wash, and specifically with it, Higgins Helicopter Tours. If we take a look at the map, we can see right here, Higgins Helicopter Tours. To get your hands on this property, you're going to have to buy the hands-on car wash. To do that, you have to go to Maze Bank Foreclosures, and then you can see the 3 properties here already lit up for you. This is the first property you have to own, and then after getting that property, you'll also get Higgins Heli Tours. The reason why this property is so important and also making today's list is because it gives a direct 10% bonus to all crates inside of your hangar. That's a huge bonus, and it gives you an additional $400,000 every single crate sale mission you do. That's a lot, and it accumulates fast. I've done the math. You can earn around $1.4 to $1.3 million an hour grinding crates with the method I just showcased. And even if you're not grinding them, you can still use Rooster and earn a pretty solid amount of passive income with always a guaranteed single vehicle sale mission. So yeah, the hangar is an absolute keeper. It's one of the best businesses in GTA Online, and paired with the fact that you can store personal aircraft like the F-160 Raiju and the Rogue, it's just an absolute must-have property. And as I said, Higgins Helicopter Tours is also making today's list for the number 10 and 11th position, just because of the fact that these properties go hand in hand. This next purchase is a really interesting one, and that's because it's currently a glitch, but it works for every single player. We can see in front of me the Coquette D5. This is a vehicle that you'll find very easily going onto your phone and Legendary Motorsports. Just go to the two-door tab and you'll see it right at the top for 1.7 million. It's actually a pretty inexpensive sports car for how impressive it is, plus it features a missile lock-on jammer. But more important than that is the fact that this vehicle has completely bulletproof glass. Yes, you heard that right. There's a bug with the car, and basically, the livery goes around the entire vehicle. So even if I shoot the front panels here, even though it looks like I'm breaking the glass, see how the sparks are actually breaking on the front of the car, and like I'm not shattering the window here? Yeah, that's because for some reason this car is just completely bulletproof. It can still get blown up with one rocket, but every single panel on this vehicle, you can see again those sparks there. If we actually pull out a sniper, you can see a better idea, but there you go. You can see that they're not actually penetrating the car. This allows the Coquette D10 to be easily like one of the best purchases in the game. It's way faster than the Armored Kuruma, has way better handling, and not only that, is just a nicer, better car. And then when you pair that with the fact that it's completely bulletproof, and unlike the Armored Kuruma, allows you to throw sticky bombs out of the windows without actually, you know, taking any damage in return, it just kind of makes the Coquette D5 the best mission vehicle in GTA Online currently. At some point, I expect Rockstar to patch this, so just keep that in mind, but even then, it's still an insane car, and I would highly recommend to get your hands on it before it inevitably does get patched. Next, we have a fairly obvious purchase, but one that still needs to be talked about, and that is the Agency. If you don't own the Agency already, where have you been? I mean, it's 2025, and this is probably the most important purchase to make in the game. Why? Well, first of all, the Agency kind of has everything going for it. It has passive income. You have a wall safe that over time accumulates money, and if you complete enough security contracts, which is 200, you'll be making $20,000 every 48 minutes forever. There's no, you know, reduction in money over time. It just continues earning that money forever and ever and ever, which alone is incredible. But not only does it have great passive income and really easy income like security contracts, you also have the Dr. Dre VIP contract, which earns you $1 million and only takes around an hour. It's right up there next to the Cayo heist as one of the best earners in the game. Is that not enough for you? Okay, we also have payphone hits, which are super easy. You simply call Franklin on the phone and you're able to request a payphone hit, which will earn you $45,000 for something that takes 3 to 5 minutes of work. But even better than that, we have a couple other things. First of all, you can request a Agency helicopter at your front desk. And if you're a beginner, this is super nice because you can fly this wherever you want and it doesn't despawn. It's a free $2.5 million helicopter. Even better than that, when you get your hands on a hangar, you can fly this helicopter into the hangar and you can literally make it your own personal helicopter. You also can store personal vehicles inside of the garage. By the way, the garage comes included. It's a 20-car garage. Even better than that, you can also turn the vehicles in the garage into Imani Tech vehicles. Imani Tech cars are armored versions of normal vehicles. They can survive 10 explosions from homing missiles. Plus, you can put on a missile lock-on jammer, making it so you can't even be homed on to begin with. All of that is only possible inside of the Agency. But if that wasn't enough, my favorite part about this business is the fast traveling. Let's say I have a mission that's all the way on the other side of the map, like, for example, Sandy Shores or Grapeseed, right? Well, if I simply select an SUV service to Grapeseed, my Agency will fast travel me over there in just a few seconds. This is incredibly useful because I don't have to go over there. I can just let my hands off my remote, and in a few seconds it cuts to black, and just like that, we are at Grapeseed. But it's huge. Like, all of these things about the Agency make it such a good property to get your hands on. There's no other business in the game that allows you to fast travel like this, that allows you to earn as much money, that has a heist, and also the ability to have upgraded weaponized vehicles. So yeah, you should probably get your hands on an Agency if you haven't already. And that actually brings us to the next position in today's video, and that is armored vehicles, because I had to talk about the Agency before we talked about armored vehicles that can take advantage of the Agency's upgrades itself. Now, there's two different vehicles that we have today that fall in the Agency upgrades. The first one is actually a pretty basic one, and that is the Duke O Death. If you don't use the Duke O Death, you really should start using it more. And the reason why is because there's so much going for it, right? My Duco Death is one of the most used cars in my garage, and that's why it's on the first level right at the front over here. So here's the thing. In some of the later updates for GTA, Rockstar added the ability to put a missile lock on jammer on this vehicle. And you can actually see that if we go over to Warstock and we sort by price, you got to do cheapest. Oh, we did most expensive. We do the cheapest first. We can see the Duco Death right here. It's free. Every player can get it for absolutely free. It comes with bulletproof tires, so if you're a newer player, this is by far one of the best purchases to make. But you can see right here, missile lock on jammer available. So now if you own an agency, you can bring the Duco Death to the agency, put on a missile lock on jammer, and now you have the ability to basically never die in a public lobby. Amani Tech vehicles, the main capability of them is that they have explosion-proof capabilities, and they have a missile lock on jammer. Well, the Duco Death can already survive 6 homing missiles, and now that you have a missile lock on jammer, it means that basically nobody's ever going to kill you when they're in an oppressor or something in the sky. And then when you pair that with the fact that Duco Death also features really good armor, it's surprisingly fast and super heavy, making it easy to push cars out of the way. In general, the Duco Death is basically the best overall Amani Tech vehicle, and if you don't own it, you should definitely consider getting your hands on it. I mean, what's there to lose? It's literally free. I don't know why you wouldn't want to get your hands on it. But definitely the change to give it the missile lock on jammer changed it from a pretty good armored vehicle to, in my opinion, the best armored vehicle in the game. But we have one other armored car to talk about, and it's the jack of all trades when it comes to armored vehicles, and that's because it has speed, armor, and it's just so good in customization. What vehicle are we talking about? Well, that is the Stinger TT, which we can see all the way in the front of my my Vinewood Car Club garage. I know there's some people that say, oh, they don't like the Stinger TT because it doesn't handle well, but it's actually like the third best lap time sports car in the game. So even if you don't like it because it doesn't handle well, maybe it's just some driving that you'll have to get used to, because it clearly can perform in terms of the sports category. The Stinger TT's main capability, though, is speed. It can achieve a crazy top speed of 168.5 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest HSW vehicles in the game and cars in the game. But not only does it have an insane amount of speed, but it also features Imani Tech armor, as we can see on the side, meaning that it can survive 10 homing missiles, 4 sticky bombs, and it has a missile lock on jammer. So basically it means you can cruise around in a public lobby, you'll never have to worry about being destroyed, and you can make him from point A to point B as fast as possible. So in general, I do consider the Stinger TT to be the best overall HSW vehicle in the game. It's great for the HSW time trials, it's great in general for speed and driving across the map with its good lap time and decent handling, and then when you pair that with the fact it just looks nice and is super fun to drive, I definitely would consider the Stinger TT to be one of the best purchases in the game, especially if you're just looking at a fun driving car. That brings us to the only 2 weaponized cars in today's video, because honestly, I don't think you need any more than these 2 vehicles for most missions or games. First of all, we have the Toreador. The Toreador is kind of insane. It has unlimited homing missiles. It's the only car in the game that has unlimited homing missiles, right? The Vigilante, the Ruiner 2000, the Deluxo, all of them, they do have homing missiles, but eventually you're going to run out. This, you can just keep spamming them over and over. Not only that, it has a rocket boost, which allows it to go upwards of 150 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest cars in the game. If that wasn't enough, it features great handling. It's a 4-seater, which makes it really nice to cruise with friends, and most importantly of all, it can survive 6 homing missiles before being destroyed. So it's got insane amounts of durability, it has unlimited homing missiles, and it's super fast with great handling. I mean, what else would you need? The only reason that this vehicle isn't better is because it can't be used in missions. Which is funny, because it actually used to be able to be used in missions, but Rockstar took those abilities away when they realized, maybe we shouldn't have an unlimited homing missile rocket boosting car able to be used in missions. It's kind of insane what it can do, but because of that, the Toreador is kind of like one of the most important purchases to make. Don't get me wrong, I think Amani Tech vehicles are really, really good to buy. And the 2 Amani Tech vehicles we talked about, the Duco Death and Stinger TT, are really important. But not necessarily because of their armor, more because of the fact that they're really fast, or in the Duco Death's case, it's really cheap and easy to use. The Toreador I would choose any day of the week over just about any Amani Tech vehicle, because in a public lobby, I'd rather have a car that has homing missiles, a rocket boost, and the ability to deal deal with a threat than just run away and hope for the best. So that's why I consider the Toreador to be kind of a little bit better. What's funny is that the next vehicle we're talking about, the Vigilante, is actually very similar to the Toreador. It has homing missiles, it has the ability to use a rocket boost, and it's really fast. But it has one distinct advantage that the Toreador just can't do, and that is be used in missions, right? The Toreador has some big advantages over the Vigilante. The Toreador has unlimited homing missiles, this doesn't. The Toreador has the ability to survive multiple explosions, this can't. But the Vigilante's main advantage is that it can be used in missions, and you don't need to deal with homing missiles in missions, and usually 25 homing missiles is more than enough to take out just about everything you're dealing with. The Dr. Dre VIP contract, for example, on the Billionaire's Mansion mission, it is so amazing to use the Vigilante and just destroy the helicopter and everything else that spawns. It really allows the Vigilante to shine. But it's not just that mission. Really, any heist setup or mission that you normally aren't allowed to use armored and weaponized vehicles in, well, the homing missiles on the Vigilante really just excel. So because of that, I consider the Vigilante to be the best mission vehicle in the game. I mean, the Armored Kuruma and Duco Death are pretty good as well, but those are better if you're a beginner and, you know, you die a lot. But if you're an experienced player, I think the Vigilante is just such an important purchase, and if you don't use it for missions, you really need to get your hands on it. Trust me, it's a game changer. Out of everything I'll be talking about today, I consider the next two purchases to be the most important out of everything in the video. What exactly are those purchases? Well, the first one is a property, being the Garment Factory. It's funny, when the Garment Factory was added into the game, there was a lot of people being cynical because it doesn't have a great way to earn money, and there's not much to it. But the Garment Factory is more a quality of life business, and you need to get your hands on it. First of all, it's pretty inexpensive, only around 2.5 million. It has no upgrades, which is really nice. It has a little bit of passive income. You can earn like $1,500 to $1,700 an hour in passive income with the Garment Factory, which is, I know, it's pretty useless, but it becomes really important when you realize just how nice this property is to use. First of all, every single amenity you need is right in front of you. You have a Mark II workshop, which comes with the property, so if you need to mess with any of your Mark II ammo or weaponry, you can do that right there. You have snacks in the front counter, which is really nice, and you have a money-making business, which is really solid. First of all, every week you have a priority file, which pays double money, and better than that, you can access this business from your phone wherever you are on the map. So it's kind of nice that you don't have to go back to a specific property to access a specific computer. But even if you do, well, that brings us to the second purchase, which goes hand in hand with the Garment Factory, and that's the Terabyte. Purchasing the Terabyte and putting it in the Garment Factory allows you to equip the Master Control Terminal. And equipping the Master Control Terminal allows you to access every business that you own. You can access the nightclub and keep the popularity up. You can access the bunker, the Coke lockup, all of the motorcycle club businesses, vehicle cargo, special cargo, and air freight cargo. And the fact that you can access all of that while sitting in one vehicle is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Plus, it allows you to own the Oppressor Mark II, which is obviously another super important purchase. So the Terabyte itself is obviously a really, really important investment. And the fact that it allows you to access all these other businesses without really having to do anything is incredibly nice. And the only way to be able to access all of those properties is by putting the Master Control Terminal upgrade on your Terabyte. And you can only do that in the Garment Factory with the Bureau Tech tab right there, Master Control Terminal. So it's kind of a huge upgrade to get your hands on. Yeah, the Garment Factory itself isn't insane, but the fact that it allows you to put this upgrade on the Terabyte, it skyrockets it up there to S tier, especially because it kind of makes the arcade pointless to own if you're a solo player, because you're probably not going to be doing the Diamond Casino heist much. There's also one other huge thing that the Garment Factory is going for. It comes with a 10-car garage, which is really nice, but more importantly than that, you have the ability to fast travel across the map, just like the agency. So if I want to go from where I currently am over to my office building, I can just hop right over to the Del Perro station through a 10-second cutscene, and I'll be there. So all these things considered, yeah, I do think that the Terabyte is probably the most important purchase to make in the game if you want to be able to access all of your businesses very easily and grind without really breaking a sweat. Either way, that is a really, really important one.